What's up, race fans? My name's Owen, and welcome back to the Bent Fender podcast. And in this one, I will be reviewing playoff race number 1 from Darlington Speedway. And wow, that's all I'm going to say right off the bat. Okay, so before the race started, Bubba Wallace got moved from the 23 to the 45, and Gibbs went to the 23. That was the 2311. Those are the 2311 cars. So they just switched their drivers because I think the 45 had more points, so they wanted to get a more experienced driver in the 45 since Kurt Busch is still out of the race car. Also, Daniel Suarez had to do a pass-through penalty for failing inspection. He's one of many playoff drivers that had problems today. And starting on the front row was Logano and Bell. Now getting to the actual race. So stage 1 was 115 laps. So Logano leads. And then like 10 laps into it, it started to rain. So that brought out the first caution. Then when we went back racing, the competition caution came out at lap 36, I think it was. So really before anything really happened, there were 2 cautions. Then Logano won the race off pit road. Then on the next restart, William Byron took the lead. And then green flag pit stop start. So Bubba Wallace took the lead from Byron. And then after all the pit stops ended, William Byron took the lead back. And then Kyle Larson kind of loses power in his car, but he ends up staying in the race. He's the second playoff driver to have problems. After that, Eric Jones makes an amazing save after getting loose and almost slamming into the wall. He ends up saving it, and yeah, it was just a great save. Then Chase Elliott hits the wall and collects Chase Briscoe, bringing out the third caution of the race. So that is number 3 and 4 playoff drivers who've had problems so far. And Chase Elliott is out of the race. His point total went from being up on the field to, I think, at the end of it, he was 15 points ahead. Okay, so Elliott is 14 points ahead of the cut line now. And before he was like 40, so he lost a lot because of that wreck. And that ended stage 1, which William Byron ended up winning. So at the end of stage 1, there is 1 car out and 15 cars a lap down. Going on to stage 2, which again was 115 laps. Kyle Busch won the race off pit road. He ended up leading. Then green flag pit stop start, and Hamlin took the lead, then Chastain took the lead, then Bubba took the lead, then Keselowski took the lead, and finally Kyle Busch took the lead back. Then Chastain had a pits with a some sort of issue with this car. I don't really know what it was, but he's the 5th playoff driver so far. I think I put him in, right? Yeah. Then Ricky Stenhouse Jr. slams the outside wall and is out of the race, but that did bring out a caution. Then a couple laps later, Todd Gilliland spins, bringing out the 4th caution of the race. Kyle Busch won the race off pit road. And then a little bit later, Kyle Larson spins and hits the wall, bringing out the 5th caution. Then Kyle Busch wins the race off pit road again. Then Martin Truex Jr. takes the lead. Then Cody Ware spins, bringing out the 6th caution. And also at this time, it showed J.J. Yaley being out of the race, which they never said what happened to him. I'm guessing it was a mechanical failure. Who knows? Then Kyle Busch wins the race off pit road. Kyle Busch's pit crew was dominant in this race. Absolutely dominant. Like, every pit stop, he was far and ahead. Like, he was so far ahead of, like, the next driver. It was crazy. And Kyle Busch ends up winning stage 2. And after this, there were 3 cars out and 12 cars a lap down. And going into the final stage of stage 3, it was 137 laps. Kyle Busch wins the race off pit road, surprisingly. Then green flag pit stops start. And then in the middle of the green flag pit stops, Kevin Harvick's car catches on fire, bringing out the 7th caution of the race. And Harvick is out. That is the 6th driver to have a problem. Then Kyle Busch wins the race off pit road. And then Daniel Suarez and Chris Buescher have speeding penalties, which already hurt Suarez's day because he was not having a good day. Then Martin Truex Jr. takes the lead. And then green flag pit stop start again. Then Kyle Busch takes the lead. Denny Hamlin takes the lead. Martin Truex takes the lead. And then Kyle Busch retakes the lead after that. And then Cody Ware hits the wall and stops on track, bringing out the 8th caution. And he is out of this race. So that's another driver out. And then Martin Truex Jr. went behind the wall, like right after this happened. Then another pit cycle where Kyle Busch again wins the race off pit road. Like I said, his pit crew was dominant. He was the best car on track all day. And then the lap after the pit stops, Kyle Busch's engine blows up. And takes him out of the race. He was so dominant that even though I am not the biggest Kyle Busch fan, it's like, what the hell is going on at Darlington? Like, there have been so many issues throughout just this race. It's nuts. And So after Kyle Busch blew up, Eric Jones took the lead with 20 laps to go and then just ran away with it. And Eric Jones becomes the 17 different winner this year. So the top 5 were Eric Jones, Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, Joey Logano, and Christopher Bell. And also with the 17th different winner this year, this also marks the 200th win for the number 43 car. As most people know, the 43 was the King Richard Petty's number, 7-time champion. And there were so many problems for playoff drivers in this race. Like, I'm going to name them all. So it's Suarez, Larson, Elliott, Briscoe, Chastain, Harvick, and Kyle Busch. So that's 7 out of 16 that had pretty major problems. Some of the other ones might have had like other smaller problems that they didn't show. But oh my god, this race was nuts. That's why I am going to rate this a 7.5 out of 10 race. This was absolutely nuts. So, please remember to like and subscribe, as well as go support my other channels, one being my main of Fan Rantan, one being my other channel where I play D&D with my friends, that is called Drunkards and Dumbasses. You can also find us under the Boundless Shores. And join me next week while I review the Kansas race, which is the second race of the playoffs, where hopefully it isn't as crazy as today. Peace.